Hello everyone and welcome back to my project, the Golfar Estate. Today we're starting the day very early, it's 7 a.m. right now, and I'm gonna go to the dealership and see what they think about this car. Um, there are just a few things that are needed to look over by the dealership that I would prefer to do it at the dealership than any other place. So that's why I'm going there, but also would be interested what they think about my build, because I'm pretty sure they haven't seen anything like this in their shop before. So let me tell you or show you all the things that were completed by today and what are needed to be done still, because it's still not the end of the project even after this visit to the dealership. So let's go over it. Alright, so from the outside, it is done. There is nothing pretty much needed except I do need an exhaust. It is registered, it's ready to go. I need to just go to to an exhaust shop to fix the exhaust, but I would prefer to do it when I already have the car ready to go on the road, which the reason I cannot just drive it to the dealership and I'm towing it is that the alignment is so off that it's not going to be working any good. I'm just going to get errors, traction errors, so I'm towing it to the dealership. That's the reason. Alright, so the inside of this car is done. As you can see, the black headliner that these cars supposed to come with. I also installed dash camera, one in the front, one in the back, with the wiring going all the way through the roof. Door cards are all in. The back seat is good to go. I just have a few pieces that I need to put in there under the dash because I don't remember which one is which, so we need to figure that out. It's not a big deal. And yeah, let's check the trunk. Gotta have this because apparently the Golfar Estates that were produced and sold in Europe, they only came with manual, not manual, with automatic DSG. And mine is a manual, 6-speed. Very excited to finally drive it, and here is the camera out the back. You can see it right here. Yep, so this is the whole project. It's done. So now the 5 things that are left on the project list. As I mentioned, the exhaust. Also, when I have tinted windows, and what I'm going for the dealership right now is to get an alignment done, state inspection, and charge the EC. Because I tried to do it myself. I guess it might be some different process to do the AC on these cars than I used to do, because 2 Volkswagens that I tried to do the AC, both ACs were not working very well. So that's the reason I'm gonna need to ask the dealership to do it. So that's pretty much it, and now it's time for me to get into that monstrosity of a vehicle and head over to the dealership because my appointment is in an hour, and I still need to unload the car, and it's about an hour trip. So I'll see you when we get there. We have made it. It was a little sketchy because apparently I made the car balance well, and the trailer was wobbly. So that means that the weight was at the back, even though the center of the car was, like, the wheels of the trailer was like right here. So I guess for the next time I'm gonna move the car closer on the way back. But now it's time to go and check in. There it goes. People are not checking it out. Looks good. Hi, I'm bringing the video back from the garage. It's been several days since I went to that dealership. The reason, well, I didn't film right away is because they said that the ball joint on the passenger side was not good, to do the alignment, so I had to leave the car to have that bullet joint replaced, since I am pretty busy to do the work at home myself, and I didn't want to make an extra trip because otherwise it would have been unresolved. I would have just made a trip with no results if I would have came back, because they couldn't do the inspection because of the bullet joint, and they couldn't do the alignment because of the bullet joint. Anyway, so I left the car, the bullet joint is fixed, and I picked it up the next day. So that was my first drive home. And during my first drive from the dealership, there was this noise. Take a listen. Take a listen. I honestly have no idea what that noise is, so that's why the car is in the garage right now, and I haven't driven it since. I am supposed to bring the car in a few days to a Cars and Coffee, so I have to investigate how bad that noise is and where it's coming from. I really hope it's not a differential, because I haven't driven the car over 40 miles an hour. Actually, I think I did. So I really hope the dealership didn't mess something up. But I'm gonna put the video of my dash camera that's in the car, and it was not unplugged for the whole time it was there. Actually, I don't know. I haven't checked the video yet, so I'm gonna insert that video right now. It seems that they did find the video camera and turn off the microphone for it. So I only have clips for this. This is the only clip where I see that they discuss something about the engine. I would love to be a part of that conversation, but they did not talk to me. And they really cared for the car nicely until I found something when they did the ball joint replacement. We'll get to that in a moment. So after that video, I think I should just inspect the car and see what's happening. I have bought some tools that will help me investigate this problem better in the forms of a stethoscope. So let's proceed. So here we are, and going under the car after they did the inspection, and let me show you some few things that I have done that I have not shown in previous videos because I forgot to do it. But here we have, I have aluminum skid plate over here, aluminum subframe from Audi S3 or RS, I don't remember. Then I have another skid plate, also all from VW steering. This one actually got used locally. And it goes all the way to the back. Now, coming here to the front, I just want to show you the quality of dealer's work in today's work. So, this is in the front. I think this thing was chopped whenever car happened to be in an accident. I replaced this wheel bearing, so we're all good on that part. Now, and the strut was also replaced from, well, it's brand new strut. The spring is original, but the strut was replaced. OEM. Now let's go to the passenger side. 3 marks over here. Some markings over there. On this side as well. Well, in a true fashion. I don't know if hammering on this has any problem with either the axle or the bearing. I hope not. But if it is, this will be a proof for the dealership to replace the axle. I hope if it's the axle, it's like the least of my problems. I really don't want to have that noise be anything more than this. But in order to look further, I need to remove the skid plate. So let me do that right now. Dang it, this was better. I should have done it this way. So yeah, you can see all the damage. So here we are under the car. Luckily the oil pan is still dry. I did replace the water pump because it's the water pump on the Volkswagen. We all know it's gonna go bad. Everything else is in a good shape. I would have to drop this transmission soon-ish, but I'm not sure when exactly because I still want to drive it. I don't want to be like having a transmission, the car that I will only have in the garage working on it. I want to enjoy it. So I think maybe, I don't know, maybe sometime in the end of the spring or maybe summer, I don't know. But I will have to drop it to replace a clutch, which I already have, and it's supposed to arrive tomorrow. And at that time, maybe I just will get new sway bars. Guess I'll need to drop the subframe anyway. It'll be easier that way. So far it looks okay. I hope this is not the problem over here. Although this is the best scenario kind of problem. Because it's easy to replace. It's right here. That's a silicone. Was it open before? Or is this from the factory? I'm not sure. I would need to check on the other Golf today. Oh, dang it. This one is leaking already. Guess I'm gonna be putting in proper oil pan in here. Because there is already a start of a leak. So, and there is another spot right there. These oil pans, they always leak. But the thing is, if you get an oil pan from a Passat 1.8, which is the same, like the oil pan is the same thing. But in a Passat 2016, Passat at least, they had this in a steel instead of a plastic. You do need to use different kind of bolts because these are too long in order to get a better oil pan, like a steel oil pan. Unless you're gonna use the aluminum one, then you'll be fine. But I would use a steel because steel can bend while aluminum will crack. So if you wanna hit something, you want it to be flexible so you can make it home and not break apart, and then you'll stuck on the side of the road. Who knows where. Alright. I don't remember having a rubber piece in that bolt over there. But I guess that's okay. Alright, now I'm gonna start the engine. I'm gonna use my stethoscope. I'm gonna listen for the noise in the wheel bearing. I'm gonna listen for the noise in this box and in the differential. I really don't want it to be a differential because that's gonna be the most costly problem. I would have to disassemble the transmission. I really don't want to do that. And that's like the most expensive thing to do. Alright, let's go get this thing done. Alright, I'm going under the car. I'm not gonna bring my phone with you, but I'll update you once I'm out of there. Good luck to me. So far I was not able to determine what's the problem, but if it's anything of the drivetrain. But I was not able to notice is something quite more expensive. So let's see. If you can notice it, this is a bent wheel. I think this can be straightened out. Now, this other side has also a slight bend, less than the other one. This is the rear left, on the driver's side. It also has a slight bend. see if all four of them are like that. So I haven't seen the video from dash cameras yet, but if there would be no video when they were fixing it and when I got the car, I'll be suspicious. Thing is, all these tires have just been I installed them, and since I installed these new tires on these rims, these two of them were destroyed in the accident. So I bought the whole new set. Got a new tire rubber because one of those tires were destroyed. Well, livable, but still, I got a new one. They went on the balancing machine. All of those four tires were balanced and ready to go. So I think I found my culprit, that the reason I have that noise is the tires, which is a good thing. That means the rest of the suspension is good. And I have an extra set of rims in the back. The other thing is that all of them are bent. And I'm pretty sure this can be fixed. I don't know how much it's gonna cost to fix these rims. And after I fix them, I'm not gonna keep them. I know it looks really cool, but these roads are not great. I don't know what happened, why all of the four rims are bent. And I haven't driven this car since I built it. The first time I did drive it was from the dealership home, and other times I would just go up the street, turn around, and back home, which is not far enough to drive dangerously or catch a gigantic pothole, because we don't have any. At least we didn't until recently. And I haven't caught any big potholes on the way here. This is not great. The road over here, of course, closer to my home is not the greatest, but I had the noise on the highway, which is right next to the dealership. So on this horrible disappointment, hope you enjoyed my misery, and I'll see you next time. In the next video. What am I doing in the next video? Alright. On the next video, I'm not sure yet, but I'm gonna get I got the rear bumper. That's gonna make this a real Golf-R estate with the proper bumper, and I need to make an exhaust. So the exhaust shop will have to wait, probably, after I finish with the bumper. And also need to troubleshoot the front sensor, the wire somewhere in pinched. So I'm not gonna put the car back on the ground yet. I need to figure out that part first. I'm not sure which one is going to be in the next video, but I do owe you guys a cost breakdown. How much it cost me to build this car, but as you can see, now I just added a few $100 to make these wheels straight again. Alright, I'll hope to see you in the next one. Stay tuned. Bye.